My name is Erin Warden. I'm a member at JRPC. I've been married to my husband Joel for 10 years and we have 2 girls, 4 and 1. When I started thinking about doing this video, my first thought is that I feel totally unworthy of doing this at this phase of my life. I have felt overwhelmed a lot recently, overtired, not the best at my decision making, etc., as I'm sure a lot of you guys feel who have young kids. But as I was really thinking about it and started praying about it, I thought, God gives us what we need to be equipped in this life. So I thought maybe I could just kind of offer a couple of things that I try to do consistently in my life and around the holidays. My husband and I were listening to an online sermon series that's been real inspiring to us. And one of the things that he suggested is that we do a once-a-week planning meeting. So every Sunday night we sit down together and have our little meeting, and Joel gets his BlackBerry and I get the family calendar, and we sit down and just talk about the upcoming week. Anything from doctor's visits for the kids to who has work meetings when and when we need to pick up kids, anything, social events, any of those kinds of things. And the good thing about this meeting is that it just helps us kind of get on the same page with our schedules. It sets up my week for me in terms of I know what I'm facing, I know what I've got to do. We've already had all the communication on Sunday night when kids are in bed, so that kind of decreases our day-to-day confusion and chaos of scheduling each morning as the kids are awake and that kind of thing. And we've already done all of that at the start of the week. One additional thing that we like to plan in and make sure that we do is planning in a family night, which we usually do just a movie and pizza kind of night as a family. We find that if we don't have that on the calendar, we typically won't do it, and we don't end up with a whole lot of nights at home. And that's just one thing that we just feel like we're running from event to event, and closing from one thing and picking up from one just to start the other a lot of times if we don't have that family night. So that's been real important for us to plan in. Specifically at the holidays, another thing that I like to do is to cook and bake, which I'm sure a lot of you do. And I often have a lot of things kind of on the list for things I would like to make that are special, like treats and things like that for the kids, or bigger meals at the holidays. And what I like to do is just kind of add 2 of those things to each weekly grocery list, the ingredients for those items to each weekly grocery list. That way it's not too overwhelming, I don't have too many things on the grocery list, I can kind of spread the budget out over the month, and I also only have the ability that way to make 2 things per week. It kind of slows myself down a little bit with the cooking and baking that way.